Hey guys, Mike Allen here with Absolute Construction, your roofologist, coming at you from our office out here in Garland, Texas on this beautiful, beautiful Sunday. Probably about the only day out of the week where I can actually do these video spots here at the office without running the risk that any of our team members kind of barge in inadvertently. But today I want to talk to you guys about safety, and particularly the tools that can be used to mitigate serious injury or presumably even death out in the field. So this is really for contractors and homeowners, because I think that everybody needs to be in the know about what these tools do to help out in our industry. So without further ado, let's get started. All right, so obviously when we're talking about the roofing industry as a whole, there are certain risks involved. Mainly it's falling off the roof, whether it be a flat roof system going kind of over the parapet wall accidentally, or just slipping on a slope roof system and falling off. That never ends well. So this video is really geared towards not only the homeowners, to educate you, that's my main audience, but also to contractors that may be coming into the business, or even guys that have been in for a while, in educating you on certain tools that you can use to mitigate those risks and live to see another day. So anyways, the first thing I want to talk about is what I call wearables. These wearables include some footwear and also some shorts. And so let's get started with the most common. So the most common as far as the shoe is going to be your Cougar Paw. Now the Cougar Paw has been around for a while. It's a lace-up with a support to make sure that your foot doesn't roll while you're on the roof. That's what this elastic band is for. And ultimately what these do is they have a dense foam sole that kind of cradles and goes around the granules on a roof to really, again, mitigate those slips. So that's really the main thing you're looking at is sliding, slipping, losing your footing, and then once that momentum starts, it's really tough to stop unless you're able to grab onto something, and that's kind of a Hail Mary thing. We don't want to get to that point. So these standard ones, which are widely used in this industry, are great on most roof surfaces. Now, when you're talking about panel metal, however, panel metal is super slippery, especially when you're considering the amount of dust that kind of builds up. That makes them even more prone to slippage. So Cougar Paw has actually got a line of magnetic shoes, and I know it sounds kind of weird. It's nothing like Spider-Man. You're not going to be scaling walls or anything like that. But it's about maintaining footing so that you can mitigate those risks. So we have a protected sole, so you're not going to be scratching up the surface, and then there's a magnetic plate inside. It's not super powerful, but again, it's made to prevent skid and not so you're scaling wall mansard roof type situation. So it's not. I just want you guys to understand it is only good to a certain slope, but again, because panel metal being as flat as can be, with that dust buildup, and even more so when it's wet, I would highly recommend that you not climb a metal roof when it's wet. Really, any roof for that matter, it's just not worth it. But again, this is all about slippage and preventing that slip. So along the lines of the wearables, we also have a pair of shorts that I was recently introduced to, made by a company called SteepGear. They're actually local to DFW. And what SteepGear has done is they have made a pair of shorts, and I think they actually come in pants, where they have infused, similar to like a diamond plate pattern of rubber, infused into the denim short. Okay, so what this achieves is, it's not for climbing, it is as a latch ditch effort. If you fall, these will stop you in, pretty much everything. I've seen this used on slate, tile, pressed metal, like Decra. I've seen it, it works really well on shingles. So there's not really much that this won't stop. And I actually did a test. I put these on my 20-year-old son and tried to drag him across our tile floor. And guys, it's pretty darn difficult. So this is really effective. A couple of my team members, this last Christmas, were doing some Christmas light installation, and they purchased a pair of these. And so, a pair of these a piece. And we're using them, again, to mitigate risk. So these guys work. I'm going to post the link to their website below, so you guys can check it out yourself. But when it comes to wearables, these things kind of just go right over your existing shorts or pants. So it's not like you're having to wear these things out, from the morning into the evening. They don't look that bad, but I don't know if any of you guys would want to just wear them, as a daily. So, anyways, outside of the wearables, a couple other tools that the wearables are going to be good for inspections, repairs, things like that. When it comes to just inspections and on super steep roofs, you obviously have trouble getting to to a place where, like, the middle of the field of the shingle, where you can actually inspect those areas. So when it comes to that, this is the tool that I use. This is the GOAT Steep Assist System, and what it basically is it comes with the kit. Comes with 6 of these expansion, or these joints, or the expansion joints, or whatever you want to call them, and then this hook. So these all are pinned together with safety, right? Safety pins and everything to make sure that they don't come dislodged or anything like that. Nothing comes disconnected. And the way this works is it flips up like this, flat roof surface or sloped roof surface being like this. You roll it up, and then once it gets to the ridge, once this gets past the ridge, you flip it like that. And then this cradles using a rubber pad, so no damage to the roof. It cradles on the other side of the ridge, leaving this to suspend all the way down. And I think, I haven't measured, but I think it measures roughly about 20 feet or so. So, I mean, it'll get you up in some areas that wouldn't normally be accessible due to steep. Because, again, these Cougar Paws are great, but they still have limitations. And, I mean, you can go up to a 12-12, which is a 12 inches out for every 12 inches up, so it's a 45-degree angle. But anything beyond that, guys, it's just they're not effective. They're not effective to me, anyways. I just don't feel safe going anything more than 45 degrees with Cougar Paws. So I implore things like this to help, again, mitigate. It's all about mitigating risk, guys. So I think these run about $500. They come in a nice little carry-on bag, so you can kind of just tote it around, assemble it where you need it, use as many pieces or as many as you need to get to this particular area. But again, I stress, this is only good for really inspections. And the reason I say that is because, similar to a ladder kicking out from you on the side, if you're out from the side of you when you're crawling up a ladder, the same is true of this. So this is a very linear tool, okay, meaning that you can walk up and down it, but if you start trying to, go off to the right or left of it, the bottom of this thing, the top is braced and it's not going anywhere, but the bottom is not, because the top is using your body weight to really suspend it, but the bottom is loose to kind of move around. So if you're doing that, you run the risk of kicking the bottom out in the opposite direction and putting yourself in kind of a precarious spot. So I would highly recommend that you basically use this top to bottom, and then if you need, go to the bottom, move it over, and just kind of approach it from that perspective. So with that, and again, that's good for inspections. Really nothing more. I highly recommend that you not try to do repairs. I mean, if it's a quick, you can get up there and seal around something, maybe. But if you're having to tear off any shingles, anything like that, guys, it is not meant for that. When it comes to things like repairs on steep slopes, and especially replacements, what you're really going to want to use is a rope and harness system. And a rope and harness system is really just what it sounds like. It's a static line. Static meaning that there's not very really any elasticity to it, because you don't want that elasticity. You want to be able to put it exactly where you want. And the system right here is something that our installers use on steep slope roofs all the time. Mainly because it's a safety thing, but also because OSHA requires it. These things are step-in. So you step in down there, you pull it over your shoulders, and then everything's adjustable. There's multiple buckles on here, so you can kind of tighten it to fit, because you don't want any play on this. You want this thing to be snug. It goes around the legs, through the crotch area, over the shoulders, and then it has a brace that can be moved up and down to really get this thing really snug. And then using threaded carabiners, like high quality, sturdy, strong threaded carabiners, we actually run it from this loop to the top of the roof, where we use a butterfly anchor point. An anchor point is really a point at which we screw that down with lag screws, and it is a point at which that person or that harness is not going anywhere. I mean, the way that thing is in there, it's sturdy. And so typically especially on a large roof, because we have anywhere from 5 to 10 to 15, depending on the size of roof, we use multiple anchor points throughout the roofing system because you don't have a concentration of people in one area. We're typically starting in multiple areas and kind of working our way to the top. So anyways, I hope this tip was helpful and these tools can be of value to you. Again, I'll post all the links to the stuff that I've talked about in the description below. If you guys have any questions, of course, reach out to me directly, 469-422-4106, or directly at 1-866-THE-A-TEAM, 1-866-THE-A-TEAM. So, and with that, I'm going to sign off. Hope you guys enjoy the rest of your weekend, and we will talk to you in the next video. Bye.